Greetings, I'm the Bulgarian Crocodile. So today I'm gonna start a new video series that will run for maybe 3 or 4 videos. And in this video series I'm gonna show you some DVDs and Blu-rays of films that I need to rewatch. So I have so many films on my collection that I need to rewatch, and I also have so many films in general that I need to rewatch. I often think that there are more films that I need to rewatch than watch for the first time. That's how bad it is. But anyway, I thought that this would be a fun way to show some things that I have in my collection, because I don't show my collection off that often, so I thought that this would be a fun change of pace, I guess. But yeah, in this first part of this series I have a decent chunk of films here, and then we'll see how many parts of this I have to do. Yeah. But we are gonna start with a Jean-Pierre Melville film. It's Le Samurai on Blu-ray in this nice Criterion edition. And I've actually never watched this on Criterion. I saw this film like 7 years ago and it was online, and then I got this Blu-ray like 2 years later. So it's gonna be fun to check out the Blu-ray print as well as the film again. But currently this is my second favorite Melville film after Army of Shadows, although that might change after a rewatch. And Alain Delon is of course great in this, but yeah, it's really hard to say what I'm gonna think about this now, because it's been 7 years, and 7 years ago I was a completely different cinephile, so I might not even like this film anymore, who knows. I mean, I think I'm gonna like it, but I think my mind might be a bit different on the film now, but we'll see. Hopefully I will still love it. Yeah. Then another Alain Delon film on Criterion. It's Antonioni's L'Église, which is also starring Monica Vitti in a great role. So this is the third part of the Alienation trilogy, and I've actually rewatched the other 2 parts, and then I've also rewatched Red Desert, but this for some reason is the only Antonioni masterpiece that I haven't rewatched yet, even though I love this film a lot. So this one I'm really looking forward to rewatching, and I think I'm gonna love it as much as I did on my first watch. And this is the Region A Criterion Blu-ray, because this hasn't been brought to Region B Blu-ray or Region B Criterion Blu-ray. I think there was some other Blu-ray of it on the Region B market. Yeah. Then we have some Terrence Malick films. So first we have my favorite Malick film, although my favorite Malick film might be different after I start rewatching his films. But it's The Tree of Life in this really nice Criterion edition. The last and only time I watched this film was on regular Blu-ray, but then when this edition came out I decided that I'm gonna double dip, because I love the film and because this edition looked so cool, and this also has a different cut of the film that I haven't watched yet, so looking forward to watching that cut the next time I'm gonna watch this film. Yeah. But a really nice, beautiful edition, even though I don't like the digipacks that much, because they often kinda get damaged so easily, so I often prefer just the plain kind of plastic cases of Criterion. Like you can already see that there's a little bit of like damage there, although it's just a very little bit, yeah. But this is pretty much in a perfect condition. But anyway, yeah. Then we have The Thin Red Line. This was the first Malick film I ever watched like 8 years ago. It was just before I moved to London. This is a steelbook Blu-ray of it, and I think I got this from Zavi. I haven't ordered from Zavi in a long time, yeah, but I used to order some Blu-rays from there. But yeah, I liked this film back in the day, but I didn't love it, although I have a feeling that I might like it more now that I'm way older and way more experienced with cinema. But this is certainly way better than Saving Private Ryan, yeah. Then we have Badlands, and the thing about this DVD is that I got this from the HMV Oxford Street store, and then when I got this the next day it was announced that the HMV Premium Collection was gonna release it on Blu-ray. So I was so angry that I just got the DVD, and then it was immediately on the next day announced that it was gonna come out on Blu-ray. And I had already opened this and watched it, so I couldn't return it anymore. But anyway, the DVD was still pretty nice, so it's not the end of the world. But I like this film a lot, but again, it has been such a long time that I don't know what I will think about it now. And the interesting thing about Malick is that when David Lynch died on January, I thought that, oh, now we don't have any great American directors left anymore. Lynch was the last great American director to me, but then I realized that, oh, Malick is still alive, so I guess I consider him to be a great director, even though I'm not as obsessed about his films as many other people are, but I think he probably qualifies as a great director. Yeah. Then we have Abbas Kiarostami film Taste of Cherry, maybe my favorite from him. And yeah, I absolutely love this film when I watched it on YouTube actually, but then I got this Blu-ray later on, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the Criterion print of this looks like. And I'm very confident that I'm still gonna love this film a lot, and I could even love it more now. Yeah, wonderful film. Yeah, simple but unique with an interesting ending. Then another Criterion film, A Brighter Summer Day from Edward Yang. This one I watched quite a long time ago on this Blu-ray. I enjoyed the film a lot, although I didn't like it quite as much as I love Yi Yi. And Yi Yi is a film that I have already kind of watched a couple of times, but this one I've only seen once. Again, the length is something that kind of puts me off watching it again, because I'm pretty bad at like watching really long films sometimes, which is kind of ridiculous because I watch TV shows all the time, so it doesn't make any sense why watching long films is a hard thing for me, especially because TV shows I can binge watch them like 24/7 even, so it doesn't make any sense, but I'm just like that. Again, human beings don't always make sense. But yeah, really enjoyed this film, and I think on a rewatch I might like it even more. It has of course become such a beloved film in the cinephile community, which has been great to see. Then we have a Jacques Rivette film, one of his best films, but I've only seen this once, so it's Nohua. One of his kind of really weird, perplexing movies. I mean, most of his films are like that, so this is kind of a good example of his typical style. But yeah, I really loved this film when I watched it like 4 years ago or something, so I'm really looking forward to watching it again. And my podcast co-host and my friend Altes just watched this for the first time, and he gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd, which was really cool to see, because he has said to me multiple times that he kind of struggles with Jacques Rivette's work a little bit, so it was cool to see him enjoying this one a lot. So yeah, great one. We'd highly recommend it. I think it's a bit underrated. Yeah. Then we have Masaki Kobayashi's Samurai Rebellion, which I haven't seen in 7 years, and I've never checked out this Blu-ray yet, because this Blu-ray didn't exist 7 years ago. And I know people might be a bit jealous that I have it on Blu-ray, because in the Nordic countries we have this release. But this only has subtitles in Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish and Danish, so no English subtitles unfortunately. Which is kind of weird, because the text here is in English, that Toshiro Mifune in a Grand Masterpiece by Masaki Kobayashi, uncut. So some of the text here is in English, but it doesn't have English subtitles. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. But hopefully it comes out on Blu-ray in other places in the world as well. I mean, I think it probably will at some point, but it's a matter of time, probably. But yeah. Great movie. I remember I struggled with the kind of beginning of the movie, because this is a very slow-paced film until the last like 25-30 minutes, which is this great kind of climax of the film, and that kind of really put the film together for me. And then I started really loving the film when the climax kind of swept me in. And then I saw also the earlier parts of the film in a different light when I saw the great climax, and then I kind of, after the film ended, I realized that, oh, this is a new favorite. But it has been such a long time since I watched it, so who knows what I'm gonna think about it now, but it's a Kobayashi film, so I'm sure that I will still love it. And another Kobayashi film, it's quite a very different type of film, extremely beautiful film, an absolute aesthetic masterpiece, one of the best of its kind. But for some reason I've only seen it once, and it was like maybe 5 years ago or something like that, 5-6 years ago. So I desperately need to watch it again. Yeah, a great movie. Then we have Vera Hytilova's Daisies, a great Czech New Wave film. It's currently on my near favorites list. I've seen it once, again like 5 or 6 years ago. I think on a rewatch it might become a favorite because I already like it a lot. And I just absolutely love these types of films with kind of great female characters that have that great feminine energy and that anarchic nature to them, and the whole film has a great anarchic nature to it with great visuals, yeah, great attitude. So yeah, I think I'm gonna love this film even more, and even the thumbnail of this video will be from Daisies. Yeah, but yeah, great film. Would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Then we have Roberto Rossellini's The War trilogy, so I'm talking about all the 3 films here. Rome Open City I think I watched in 2019, and then I took a little bit of a break, and then on early 2020, I think it was in February, I watched Paisan and Germany Year Zero on the same day, back to back. And that kind of day has a kind of interesting meaning to me, because after Germany Year Zero ended, I checked my email and I had gotten an email from the University of York, and it said that congratulations, we are offering you a place to study Masters of Science degree in Psychology and Education there. And I was so happy about that because I had been waiting for that response from there. But as you guys know, I didn't end up doing the degree because my life kind of fell apart where just before the degree was about to start, and then I had to move back to Finland. But I still very much remember that day when I got that email, and I was so happy. And I think I kind of associate with these films with that experience for the rest of my life. And I'm sure that you people also have maybe some films or maybe some songs or some other piece of art that you associate with something big that happened in your life. It might be like a death of a loved one or a breakup or something like that. And it's interesting how we kind of associate our life moments with art, but that's another discussion for another day. But I will always associate these films with that. But I like these films a lot. When I watched them, Paisan was really my favorite one, but I liked all 3, and I've become more and more of a Rossellini fan since that, when I watched films like Europe 51 and then all the philosophy biopic films that he did. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen the Socrates, Descartes and Pascal ones, and I like those ones a lot. But yeah, I think I'm gonna like these ones even more now, and if I like them even more now, I think I'll have to add Rossellini to my favorite directors list, because he's already very close. Claire Denis' Pour Travail on this nice Criterion edition. I often say on my channel that I really struggle with Claire Denis' work, but this is the one film that I don't struggle with. This is the one film from her that I really like, and I think on a rewatch I might like it even more, so I'm very much looking forward to watching this one again, yeah, on this great Blu-ray. So yeah, highly recommend that film. Yasujiro Ozu's Early Summer, so this is the only part of the Noriko trilogy that I haven't rewatched. So Tokyo Monogatari I've seen 3 times and Late Spring 2 times, once in the cinema. But for some reason I haven't rewatched this one yet. And this is currently my least favorite one out of the 3, although this is still a great movie. And again, my mind might change on the ranking of the 3 films after I watch this again. And it's no shame if this ends up being my least favorite out of the 3, because the other 2 are among the greatest movies of all time, so there's no shame in that. But yeah, one of the best Ozu films with Setsuko Hara, Chihuryu, and all those great regular actors, and yeah, beautiful movie. Then I have 3 box sets to end this video. We have the BFI Carl Theodor Dreyer set, the really great set, would highly recommend this. So this has lots of short films, so I'm not gonna rewatch the short films anytime soon, or maybe ever. They were just all like kind of mediocre. There's not much going on there. But I want to rewatch all the features here, but especially Or Death, because I really love that movie and for some reason I still haven't watched it again. But I also really want to rewatch Gertrude, because some of my friends like Nazarene Broad and Tony really love that movie, and I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it as much as they do, so I think maybe on a rewatch I will love it even more too. Then Day of Wrath is of course a great movie, so looking forward to rewatching that one. And then Master of the House, the earliest film in the set. I actually didn't have high expectations for that movie when I watched it for the first time, but then it ended up blowing me away, and I thought that was such a great movie, and I think it's quite underrated as well. But love that movie, so I'm looking forward to watching that one again as well. But what a great set from BFI, and what a great director Carl Theodor Dreyer was. Yeah, of course I love The Passion of Joan of Arc as well, which I have on Masters of Cinema. Then I have this Andrei Zulawski box set from Masters of Cinema. This has Third Part of the Night, The Devil, and On the Silver Globe. The Devil and On the Silver Globe, I absolutely love those 2 films, and then Third Part of the Night I didn't love quite as much, but still liked it a lot. So I saw these films way before this box set was announced. Again, I saw them back in like 2020 or something like that, I think, 2019, 2020. Now it was 2020, I think, yeah. I think I first watched On the Silver Globe, then The Devil, and then Third Part of the Night. And The Prince, back then, because this didn't exist yet, were kind of mediocre. They weren't awful, but they weren't great either. So I'm very much looking forward to watching these great Blu-ray prints and seeing the films in different light, especially because they are such interesting, mind-bending, weird movies from my favorite director from Poland. So yeah, extremely excited to watch these again, but I just haven't gotten around to rewatching them yet. But those films were something that I thought that they would never get Blu-rays, so when they were announced I was just so happy, because it was such a complete surprise to me. Yeah. Then last but not least we have this Godard set from Studio Canal. And I'm not gonna rewatch all of these soon, because I've already watched Woman is a Woman and Le Mépris, which in English is Contempt. Those I have already watched a couple of times, and those are both among my favorite Godards. Love those films, but I need to rewatch Breathless, Alphaville, and Pierrot Le Fou. So Breathless and Alphaville are films that I watched kind of very early on my Godard journey, so it has been a long time since I watched them. And both of them left me a bit cold. I thought that they were good movies, but I didn't love them. But Pierrot Le Fou, on the other hand, I absolutely loved that one. So I'm very much excited to watch it again, because I loved it so much. And I've been so close to rewatching Pierrot Le Fou so many times, but for some reason I always start watching another film when I'm thinking about watching that one. Yeah, but then anyway, great set. But yeah, would highly recommend all these films that I mentioned here. Let me know if there are any films on your collection that you need to rewatch. soon, and look out for the other parts of this series. I might shoot another part straight away after this part, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts on those films or anything else you want to mention. Thanks for watching. Don't drink coke at all. Sayonara and arigato gozaimashita.